All right, guys, I am kicking us off. Is officially titled How to Rocket Network Marketing with Young Living. What would it look like to have a side gig? So we're not going to sit here and we're not going to necessarily talk about the kind of full-time aspects of this, like what it would look like if you were to do this full-time. We're really going to talk about how to marry your life right now with Young Living as the business and not lose your minds and thrive at, while you're doing it. So I would like you guys to just kind of for a second do your reactions, raise your hand, whatever. Actually, I just like reactions. I think it's really fun. So if you can go to the bottom of your screen, there's a reactions button. I have like 6 reactions, but maybe you only have 2. I don't know why I have 6. Maybe I'm special. But I want you to give me a thumbs up if you are looking to supplement some of your income. So you want a little bit extra on top of what your regular income is. Okay, we got some reactions. Okay, so there's supplementing some of your income. Maybe you're looking to pay for, soccer camp. Maybe you're, yeah, so distracting. Maybe you are looking to be able to buy your fall wardrobe, and it not hurt your personal budget. Maybe you are looking to be able to cover certain bills, like with your, what is that? Mom, put yourself but maybe you're looking to not hurt your personal budget, but help it, that's kind of what you're wanting. So you're just wanting like a little bit. And then let's see, give me a reaction if you are looking more for a pop-up paycheck, which that looks a little bit more like I want to cover the expenses of Christmas, so it's a little bit more like it's bigger, but it's a little bit temporary, so maybe the next few months is when you're interested in doing it, but you don't necessarily see yourself doing it long term. And that's okay. Like, it's okay to have a goal in mind and then be done. So is anybody kind of in that pop-up paycheck, a little bit shorter term mindset? Okay. And then the last one, I want you to give me a reaction for whether or not, but if you are interested in getting your Young Living products paid for, that those don't dip into your personal budget, but that this is something that you can pay completely out of your Young Living paycheck for. So maybe that is, I only get Ninja Red when my paycheck covers it. Maybe that's, I will only start getting these products when I start making a certain amount of money, that kind of thing. So once again, the purpose of this class, we want to share, so Hannah and I are sharing today, we want to share how anyone can have a side gig. Literally, it does not matter your social media following. It doesn't matter if you are a stay-at-home mom, if you work full-time, if you work part-time, whatever your status is right now. Does not matter your age as long as you're older than 16 years old. Those types of things that we kind of make as roadblocks in our minds, they actually don't. They are not roadblocks. We kind of talked about in the mindset one, but just wanted to throw that one in there. So I just wanted to kind of talk about real quick that we are, especially as women, we are recommenders. Okay, so I think that we as Americans are also recommenders, but we are really good about, hey, I really like that dress you're wearing. Oh, guess where I got it? Hey, I really like those earrings. Oh, guess where I got them? Hey, who do you go for a chiropractor? Oh, I go to this person. I love them. Even though they're the only person you've ever gone to. You've never branched out on chiropractors, but they're the best, that kind of stuff. But we still recommend them because we know them, we like them, there's a reason. Some places nowadays are actually giving you a refer a customer to us, you get 20% off, or the next visit is free, or things like that. Well, Young Living works very similarly. So we actually have a referral link that is built into our virtual office. If you go in there and go into member resources and you hit link builder, that is where you will see a very specific to you link that you can simply copy, text it to somebody, email it to somebody, blast it on social media, whatever. And if anybody clicks on that, they get put under you. It's easy peasy. You don't have to explain anything. Young Living's website has, been developed into such a way that it's very user friendly. They can kind of walk themselves through it. So even if you have a little bit of the intimidation of I don't really know what I'm doing, you have a link, a referral link that you can send to people. They can sign up. Done. It's so easy. So we wanted to talk about that just because we live in such a referral like world right now, that this slides right into that. So this can fit really nicely into your daily life. What we are going to talk about today, I want you to consider very bite-sized versions of what we talk about. If we say things like, message people, if we say things like, send out this or reach out here and post, this, we want like a tiny bit on a daily level, okay? So consider over the span of a week what some of these ideas can look like. Do not consider what we're saying as every single day, okay? So hear me when I say that this is supposed to be on the side. This is supposed to come alongside of your lifestyle. We do not want you to think it has to take over and overwhelm all parts of your life, okay? So that's kind of the purpose of this class. Hannah is going to get us started with talking about like the sameness of it, for anybody who's doing it.
Yes, so couple things that no matter who you are, like we were saying, anybody can do this, but there's a couple things that look the same regardless of who you are with this. So the first thing is the biggest thing is that we are product users first and foremost. So we love our Young Living products. A lot of us, we start with the products and then we fall into this side gig or business, whatever you want to call it, because we love the product so much. And like Sophie was saying, we can't help but like talk about them and refer people to them. And so start with the product, start with which ones you like. And some of the things we're going to talk about that you do in your day-to-day when building your side gig are going to be things that are sharing about those products, talking to people about those products. But if you don't personally use them, you can't really do that. So you need to be a product user first and foremost. We share about the products we love. That just kind of goes hand in hand what we've been talking about so far. It's just like when I really love a pair of jeans, I share about them. When I really like a movie, I share about it. When I really like an essential oil or a supplement or whatever, I'm going to share about it. And that's just super natural. And people have come to know me as being a person that refers and being a person that they can trust when I give a product review and I talk about a product that I like. Another thing that we all do that all looks the same for all of us is we teach others how to use and share the products too. So that part might seem a little like, oh, well, I have to know everything or whatever, which no, you don't have to know everything. And like Sophie was saying, we're really trying to cater this class to what this looks like as a side gig. So what does it look like to teach people as a side gig? And so at the end, we're going to give you all some resources that are really going to help you with, if you do enroll people or when you enroll people, how you can help educate them. And it's not like this thing where you have to spend hours and hours a day and, it consumes your life. We want to make this as easy as possible so that it is something that you're just doing on the side seamlessly with your life. We all make money the same way. So whether you are, going big and you want to go all the way with Young Living and you want to work a full-time job with Young Living, or you just want to get your products paid for, do this as a side gig, we all make money the same way. I'm going to break it down super basic right now, but we could go way into this. So selling starter kits. When you get somebody started with a premium starter kit, our oil kit, CBD, Ningxia supplement, Thieves cleaner, when they buy their starter kit, you get $50. Boom. That's so, especially when you're first starting out and especially as a side gig, that's going to be the main part of what you're going to be making money-wise. The next thing is with the residual income, which is like money that you're just going to be getting, not necessarily from having to do anything extra, is just people that are reordering products. So we have Essential Rewards. If people hop on Essential Rewards, which is the best part of Young Living, if people hop on that monthly reward program, then every month you know that they're going to order at least 50 PV. So you know that every single month you're going to at least get X amount of money from that person, which is why it's so important to make sure that people know how to use the products and that you're sharing and you're loving them and all that too. Sophie, can you put the Young Living in? Perfect. So she's putting the income disclosure statement in the comments. Definitely look at that. It will show you, how much you can make at any of our ranks, which is promotions, and things like that. So one thing I want to note, if you're looking to build this as a side gig and you're looking to make, between like $100 and $500, that's probably what I would say is the range for a side gig. And the amount of hours you're going to want to put in is going to be about like 8 to 9 hours a week, which seems really doable, right? When I think of that though, I think of like sitting down for like hours and like doing stuff for like hours, and that's not what this is. So side gig is not you sitting down at a desk doing all this stuff. It's really like something that you integrate into your daily life. So in a minute, when we start talking about the things that you do on the daily for a side gig, really start to see, you'll see that these are things that you can do in like 10-minute increments. These are things that you can do in 20, 30-minute increments. These are not things where you have to sit down at your desk. This is the beauty of a side gig, is this is not like your regular job. It's not. And it can be a really great thing that can help supplement your income. And it's not something that's going to be, I mean, I don't like my everyday job that I have to sit down for hours and hours. I like this. I like that I can hang out with family, but also when everybody's getting ready to go wherever we're going, I can kind of shoot a couple texts or whatever. And it's just, I got a little bit of work done, but it was just a part of my regular day. What this doesn't look like. Okay, so some people have an idea of what they think that working for an MLM or having a side gig, what it looks like. And these are the things that it's not actually, even if people who do it poorly make it look like it's that way. So spammy messages, the hey girl, hey messages, the copy paste messages, the just impersonal messages that you send that you're trying to get somebody to buy something when you don't even know it, like why they need it. You don't even know what's going on in their life. You're just like sending them a message, or you're sending them an invite to the Pampered Chef party that I've been invited 3 times this week, and I've gotten the same exact copy paste message. Like, we see right through that, right? Like, we know how it feels to get sent spammy messages, so we shouldn't send spammy messages. Another thing that it doesn't look like is sharing someone else's stories and results. A lot of side gig companies do this. A lot of them show, you know, other people's weight loss results or their hair results or their skin results. And it's like, that's cool. Like, do you even use the stuff that you're selling? Like, why aren't you sharing like about how it's helping you? Which kind of goes back to the first piece. Like, we have to use our products. That's really setting us apart from other people, because so many other companies share other people's stories and results. It also is not being weird. So that's kind of a vague thing, but like, if you feel like what you're doing is weird, like, just don't do it. Like, don't be weird. Don't, you know, do things that make other people feel awkward. This is just super normal. Like we were talking about in the beginning, to refer things, it's just super normal. And so just don't make it weird. And then the last thing is, like, this doesn't look like having an inventory or investing oodles of money. So the only thing you have to do to start a side gig with Young Living, to start a like full-fledged, full-time business, like completely replace your income, no matter where you're at, we're talking about side gig. To start a side gig, all you have to do is buy a starter kit and be a member with Young Living. So that's typically like $165. We have different starter kits. You can honestly even do the basic kit and add on a couple things, and you can spend even less. You can really fit your startup for this business into what your budget is. And make this work for you, which is kind of the whole point that we've been talking about. So now Sophie is going to talk about how this looks day to day.
All right, Hannah just made so many good points about, like, I think maybe some stereotypes too, you know, like what, sorry, take these off, they have a glare, what we've experienced from people doing this side hustle, this side gig, you know, whatever it's called. And truly, I think when you break it down and make it and say what I'm about to say, I think there's this like almost like, oh yeah, I can do that. Like, it's so simple. And so here is what this looks like day to day, week to week. Okay. First, Hannah talked about how we are product users. So you need to use your products and take them with you. All right, ladies who have been doing this for a little while, raise your hand if you have ever been out and about, pulled out an oil from your bag because you had a little bit of a headache or something, and you genuinely were just about to use it, and it started a conversation with somebody. Raise your hand if that's ever happened to you. Literally, it happens all the time. Like, somebody will say, oh, I smell mint. Oh, I smell, you know, whatever, like the hand sanitizer. I use that, and like other people use it, and they're like, wait, this just moisturized my hand. Boom, conversation. And I did not use that in a manipulative, I'm going to just bring out my oil and, you know, whatever. It really was, I have a headache, I'm going to use my oil. You know what I mean? Like, it's just natural. But if we kind of hide it away and we don't, you know, ever use it in front of people, how the heck are they going to know that we use it? How the heck are they going to know that it exists? I did not know it existed until I found, until mom started talking about it. Like, I needed it to be in front of me. It couldn't just be this like hidden away thing. So I have my bag right here. As I like strain to
break your back.
I know, seriously, I was sitting on it. That's why it was hard. But in it, I one time went to this like retreat thing that mom and I were at, and they were like, whoever has the most Young Living, products in their bags or whatever. Mom beat me by like 7 products. I think we were over 40 items or something. Like, it was insane. But I just, between roller bottles and hand sanitizers and, thieves wipes or baby wipes, just like random stuff that I have on me at all times, like there's just a lot of stuff in there. So bring your products with you and use them and see what happens. Like, you might even have a moment. I know Lindsay has told me so many times, I know I'm sharing somebody else's story, I'm not allowed to do that, but Lindsay has told me so many times about how like people at work will say, hey, do you have the such and such blend? Because I'm kind of feeling, a sore throat, or I'm feeling a little bit of a headache. Like, when you become known as somebody who has a solution, that's a really good reputation to have. So I just can't recommend enough. Have your products on you at all times, and then you're able to be somebody who has those solutions. So create a wellness plan for yourself on Essential Rewards. Okay, I cannot stress this enough. If you want to do this as a side hustle, you do not have to do ER. You do not have to do that. Okay, but I highly recommend it solely because you have that consistency, and it's really nice when you're able to encourage people to get on ER by saying, here's how I did it budget friendly. Here's how I did it slowly over time. Here's how I always talk about how I slowly replaced all of my products with these. Like, just did it through ER, took 3 or 4 months, no big deal, So I definitely recommend that, and then talk about it. Talk about it on social media, whatever. Speaking of social media, we recommend 1 to 2 times a week sharing on social media. Do more than that, but don't do less than that. Okay, so if you're going to do more than 1 to 2 times, perfectly fine. Talk about it, go crazy, be excited, but don't do less than 1 to 2 times. Okay, I really want your people, the people in your life, consistently seeing you talking about this, so that you're not that person that's kind of in and out. You are the person who consistently shows up because you actually consistently use your products. Okay, so be that person who is consistent with it. I am not asking that every single day you do the full makeup, hair, perfect lighting, whatever. I'm simply saying maybe in the car, about to go in for groceries, you post like a couple of like quick, graphics. I'm talking maybe, on your like walk around your neighborhood, you do a quick video talking about, the muscle balm that you're using. Like, very quick, very easy, very personable things that are not extensive and are not like an overwhelm to your time. Another one is invite friends to join you at classes. We do these classes every single Tuesday. They, I think, have been wonderful. The content is amazing. The Q&A time is amazing. Please invite your friends to this. And that's not for us, it's for you. Like, we want to support you in this, but that is a great opportunity for you to be able to utilize a really good resource, and be able to know that you're like helping that friend, out and that kind of stuff. But we also would love to have you guys join us in teaching these, and maybe Tuesday nights are hard for you to be able to teach. So you can join up with your upline or with even a crossline member. That's how Hannah and I know each other. That's how Joyce and I know each other. We're crossline BFFs. And saying, hey, like, can you teach a class with me on Thursday, morning or something like that, like whichever works for you. I definitely encourage you to do something like that. And it really doesn't take much time. We do prep before to make sure that we have like an outline. We teach a really good quality class within an hour and we're done. It doesn't have to wreck your week or anything like that. One-on-one time, grab some coffee with a friend. It's so necessary to just get down and like look somebody across the table, even if you're wearing a mask, and just say, hey, what questions do you have? Here's why I love this. Like, instead of having this like stark conversation on, text, it's like, hey, I'm actually excited. And the other person really gets that contagious energy from you. Okay, lastly, join a group, go to an event, follow a hashtag on social media, grow your network. Just kind of start putting yourself out there. You don't have to do all the above, but you can hop onto a new Facebook group for local moms. You can, there may be like a local gamers night. You like to play board games, like that kind of thing. Maybe your coffee shop is having an open mic night, that kind of stuff. Just really simple stuff where you're just getting to know new people. That's one of my favorite parts about Young Living. As much as I am an extrovert, I'm not necessarily an extrovert in the meeting new people world. I'm more of a like with my friendships, kind of thing. But this has really encouraged me to like step outside of that and really just be like, new people, okay. So, but that's all for the like what it looks like. Once again, I want to encourage you that when you hear me say that, I am not expecting, demanding, looking at you, thinking, do all of that today. I am looking at it as over the span of a week, here are some things to sprinkle in here and there. Have your products on you for moments that you can't, make happen, but they just organically do. Have coffee with a friend because you miss that friend, but also you want to help them out with Young Living. Just have it woven in throughout your week. And here are some really great ideas on how to do that. But Hannah is going to talk about some resources.
Yes, so Sophie kind of already touched on one of them, the Zoom classes. And one of the things I just want to say about these resources I'm going to tell you about is that as a side gig, we really want to make this super easy for you. We don't want you to get bogged down on stuff that's not going to make you money. Because the point of a side gig is you want to make money and you want to make it in as little amount of time as possible so that this doesn't take away from what your full-time gig is or what your life, is. So we try to give you as many resources as possible so that you can do the work that's going to make you the monies. Okay. So the first thing is, if you are not super into or good at social media, Sophia and I have done in our business Facebook group, we have done a whole Instagram social media training. So if you are like, I can't do this because I don't know how to do social media, yeah, we're going to call BS on that because you're going to have to, you can learn anything. Sophie says this a lot. I'm going to steal her quote, but everything is figure outable. That is like one of the easiest things to figure out. So we've got you covered on that. Other things, we have a product education group. So if your hang up is, I don't know enough about the products, once again, use the products. But also, maybe you get asked questions and you don't know the answer. You really don't have to know everything. We have an amazing product education group where you can go in there and you can ask people what works for them and help, give recommendations and things like that. We also have a free app that's available to all regular members that if you sign up with me, if you sign up with Peggy or Sophia, anybody here and you're in our teams, you get access to this free app, which is great because it has a product user side to it for all regular members, but it also has a really cheap, which once again, like as a side gig, you don't want to put a whole bunch of money into this. You want to have as much coming out of this as possible. So this though, I would totally recommend Sophie showing it up right now. This is an amazing resource to have that is super cheap. So it's $8 a month. It's got graphics. It's got just amazing content that you can send to people who are interested, that you can send to members, whatever. It's just a really, really good tool to have. The next thing that we have going on this month specifically is we have a Tell Me More Facebook group. So what's really cool about this is if you have potential members or people who've been asking questions, you can plug them in. This is a Facebook group. You can plug them into there and they can learn more about literally all of our products. We are talking about all the starter kits in there this month. We are talking about fan favorites. We are talking about so much stuff. And at the end, we're also talking about how to get started or even how to like grow a business or a side gig with Young Living. So they're going to get everything they need. And so all you need to do is, and what I've been doing is a voice message to the people because voice messages are awesome. They're so personal. I recommend them. Voice message them, ask them if they want to be added, add them to the group, and then follow up with them. Like that's what we're trying to do with these resources. Is we're trying to do all the front work for you so that all you have to do is invite and follow up. And that's the stuff that's going to make you the monies. So we got that awesome group going on. Like we said, we have these classes that you can invite people to. Once again, you just have to invite and follow up. And then Sophie put in one-on-one calls with your upline. So we're not just going to be like, hey, good luck. do this thing, and like peace out. Like, we want you to do well. We want you to succeed in this. We want you to make money in this. We're here to support you and help you with questions. And once again, like, none of us know all of the answers. I do not know all the answers, but we know how to find those answers. And we also know how to point you towards those answers so that you are becoming more, self-sufficient in all of that. But once again, we're here to help out with anything that you need, and we want you to do well at this. So we're going to open it up to questions now. If anybody has any questions or anything that spoke to them that they're like, I need to do that thing, unmute yourself or ask in the chat if you don't want to talk, but we will stare you down, as Sophie always says. Oh yeah, Sophie says Marco Polo. Marco Polo is awesome. It's one of my favorites.
I'm staring at everybody. Don't think you're avoiding the gaze right now.
Gaze?
Glare. What point look? The question was, do you have any questions?
Gosh, Chelsea.
Oh my gosh. Maybe how-tos, how do we, put together scripts? That's something Hannah can hit on because she basically does all of them for us. How to develop friendships with cross-line members, how to do social media, any of those areas that maybe you had questions on.
Well, kind of the script thing, that made me think, we all have different talents. We all have different things that we either are talented at, or we all have different things that we really enjoy doing. And kind of what she was saying about the scripts, I really enjoy writing content. Like, that's really life-giving to me to come up with information for a class. I love that.
I despise that.
You might be like, I hate that. You might be a person that's like, I like to take pretty pictures, and you supply pictures for everybody, or whatever. But the cool thing is with the side gig is if we all come together and we all bring a piece, then we can work smarter, not harder.
Mm-hmm. And I think somebody said today, you kind of get into this, if I can't make all these things, I can't make content, I can't make these pretty graphics, like how will I succeed? The beauty of it is we already have that for you. Like, that's already provided. And so really it's about us guiding you. Hey, here's where we go to get graphics. Hey, here's kind of how we do this. Here's where this training is. Like, here's where this information is. It's not about you like having it all or being capable of doing it all. It really is about you saying, if this is on the side, I am capable of this much, and I'm going to fit Young Living into this much. So therefore, I'm going to need free graphics. I'm going to need, I can't teach right now because I don't have the capacity for that, but I am going to take advantage of these classes that they're offering. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where that side aspect comes. And like, we're all for it. That's that. We are all in the side gig realm right now. Some of us are wanting to get that from side to full. That's fine. But being in that side gig mindset is super healthy and really fun. Like, I really enjoy kind of the brain aspects of it where I'm like, okay, I have to like talk to people. All right. Okay. Is there a way to share the wellness quiz other than giving them our phone? Hannah, go for it.
So the one that's in the corner, like the one that's on the app, no. But if you look up, there's actually a paper wellness assessment in the app. It's actually this is the Google Doc that it leads to. And so like I'll ask you pretty much the same questions that the one on the app asks, and they like tally it up, and then whatever category they have the most points in, that's the category that then you could look up in your phone. And there's actually even it says that there's a like key for it, so it probably tells you here. Let me look it up. But that version you could use. So it's not as like nice because it's a paper version, but it's something you can actually text to somebody, like, and they can take it on their own. You don't have to be together.
Well, and the thing is, the wellness quiz is free within the free version of the app. So if you have a member who's wanting to take it, then sitting down with them and making it, something they've downloaded and that kind of stuff might take a few minutes, but once it's on there, they actually can take it on their own phone. So yes, it is a bummer that you can't just straight up text it out. And I do believe that it's something that they're wanting to get, to where we can do that. But it's also a really good opportunity to say, why don't you just download it on your phone? You can have it a little bit more personalized. And then after that, they actually get sent notifications based on like what the quiz results were and things like that. So it's not in the like the monthly subscription business version. It is in the free version of the app. But they do have to be in your downline for them to have access to it.
But the paper version, you can send it to anybody.
Yeah.
Like there's an option to copy it. And then if you look up the wellness assessment key, that's where it'll tell you all the answers for whatever, like if cardiovascular was their biggest category, it'll tell you what items they need to get.
Yeah.
Items they need to order.
Yeah, and to kind of explain what we're talking about, in the app, there is a wellness quiz that you can take, and based on your answers, it'll say what system that you're needing to focus on with like supplements and oils and things like that. So it's really, really cool. Mine has been the endocrine system. So a lot of like hormones and things that I need to focus on. Some of the things I was being a little bit lax with, and after taking that quiz, I was able to kind of up that a little bit. And so another time, what was it? It's like the adrenal glands and like something else with it. I forgot what it was called. And so it's a really cool feature of the app that we have. And if you're a member, you have free access to it. And they'll break down why certain supplements are good for that. And it's kind of like a virtual box that they give you. So really cool.
And that's just a tool that you can use since you need to make a personal wellness plan.
Yeah, there you go.
You can use for yourself.
Yes. That's so genius, Hannah. Good job. Good thought.
Good question, Chelsea.
Yeah.
What other questions y'all got?
I definitely expect that this week you guys are going to have like 20 to 25 items in your on your person at all times.
Have back problems like those two carrying around?
No joke. That's why you carry CBD muscle balm.
Yeah. From all the pain of carrying around all the oils.
Yeah, exactly.
That's too much.
Awesome. Well, last call. Any other questions? Otherwise, we can wrap up because we do not want to take any more of your time than necessary. I'm going to stay for 3 seconds. All right, that's it. That was your last chance. Just kidding. But we really appreciate you guys coming tonight. This is one of our favorite classes that we get to teach each month on kind of the business side of things, just because we love it so much. We love working this business. I think how Hannah said it was so perfect. We all have our strengths and our loves of this. And the parts that we don't love, it feels like somebody else does. Hannah loves doing content. I just don't. I like it when I'm in the middle of it, but I can't stand starting it. No. And so when it's kind of put together for me, it's like, sweet, I'll teach any day. Heck yes. But we just really love working together on this. We are really excited for any of you who are really wanting to dive into this and do this with us. Have this as a side gig, maybe one day do it full time, whatever works for you in your life. But we really hope that this information was helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out to whoever invited you, sent you the recording, anything like that. We absolutely would love to answer any questions, but I hope you guys have a great night and God bless.
Bye.
Bye.